welcome back. This is the Two Hippies podcast. My name is Alex.
I'm Jack.
You don't want to go by maybe Jack Swell or
Nah,
just Jack.
Jack Swell.
No, we'll just do Jack because you want to keep it simple.
Let's keep it simple.
So yeah, everything's been good. What I want to first do before we start is I just want to just keep ourselves updated in the modern charts. I want to go through the top 10 songs of Billboard this week. So let me just round out here. So as of the week of March 31st, the top 10 will round out with number 10, APT, Rose, and Bruno Mars. Number 9 is Not Like Us for the 46th consecutive week.
Amen.
At number 9.
Amen.
Number 8, Benson Boone, Beautiful Things. Number 7, Drake, Nokia. Gotta respect Drake, still hitting top 10. Number 6, Lose Control by Teddy Swims, mediocre song. Here's a new one, Just in Case by Morgan Wallen. It's brand new in the Billboard. I don't know when this came out. It's obviously a country song, and I'm not familiar with that. That's at number 4. Number 3, a bar song, Tipsy, Shabuzi, still at number 3 after all the. And then number 2, Die With a Smile, Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars, and number 1 song in the country is Luther by Kendrick Lamar featuring SZA. How come the charts just never change? It's the same songs over and over again. I swear, the top 10 hasn't. This happens every time whenever I look at Billboard. It's like the top 10. Oh, I forgot to mention number 5, by the way. Number 5 is Pink Pony Club by Chappell Roan, which is a good song. I think that's a really good song.
I agree.
But yeah, that is the top 10. I just kind of want to make that more of a routine. If we're doing this every week, I want to incorporate just like keeping an eye on the top 10. It could be like the first 3 minutes, and we just give our commentary on the top 10 and see what's if things are changing, if there's a new song coming out. One thing I did notice in the top 10 though, Playboi Carti dropped a big album 2 weeks ago. Was supposedly everywhere, and then it just fell right out of the top 10. So clearly it goes back to you when we were talking about the hair metal era. Playboi Carti is definitely a perfect example of that. He's just a big fad, caught up in all the hype, but clearly did not have the staying power to stay in the charts.
Correct.
So he is just another flash in the pan. I don't know if his music will really last stand the test of time. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was the big hip hop release. That was the big music release of 2025. Other than that, I don't know anything this year that's really been mind blowing. So
yeah. Yeah. What has come out this year? Nothing that I can
anything
really...
in EDM that was big. No, actually, what's his name? Jamie XX. Did he drop an album? Was that last year? Or
I think that was the end of last year.
Okay.
What's his name? Mau P finally released his Tame Impala remix that he's been playing live with for years now.
Okay.
That was pretty big.
Even Doechii. Doechii is a big artist right now. Most of her music came out last year, actually. So nothing from this year.
Lil Baby, Bad Bunny dropped an album.
No.
Borns.
No.
Who else?
This is why music nowadays sucks. There's nothing to
after
listen to.
award season.
Yeah, it's just kind of like the dead era.
What do you want to talk about?
Switching topics. I want to continue with pop music. The king of pop, Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 albums in particular that most people like to talk about when it comes to Michael Jackson. It's either Bad or Thriller. Thriller, I think, is widely remembered to be the better album, but you can make an argument, or not a better album, the bigger album, or the more popular album.
Thriller, yeah, definitely.
Bad has the record for the most songs to hit number 1 on Billboard. It has 5 different songs to hit number 1 on Billboard. That album is massive.
Wow, I'm surprised Adele hasn't beat that.
The only other artist to beat that is this is hilarious, and this is why I respect this album so much. Is Teenage Dream had like 5 #1 hit songs on
You're
there.
right.
So like having #1 hit songs doesn't really mean quality. Like it's clearly like Katy Perry is obviously just pop, tasteless pop music. Michael Jackson is like challenging. Like his music it's not easy listening sometimes. Like sometimes it's like pretty like out there.
I don't know. I might have to contest that point because I think
like I think Smooth Criminal is a weird song.
Yes, but of my favorite Michael Jackson songs, they're some of the most easy listening to. And we're debating Bad versus Thriller right now.
Yes.
But we both know.
No. Just these 2 albums. Let's just talk about these 2 albums first. So my argument is I think Bad might be better. I think it has the better collection of songs. Like even like the deep cuts are really good.
No, dude, Thriller's got to beat Pretty Young Thing.
Pretty Young Thing is my favorite.
Thriller.
But I go to Bad. Oh, let me pull up Bad Michael Jackson. Well, first off, Bad's an incredible song. That starts off the album, and then The Way You Make Me Feel is like that classic 80s. It's honestly the most 80s sounding Michael Jackson song. Has the 80s drum. It kind of sounds like has the same drums as like Everybody Wants to Rule the World by like that. That's a very 80s sound. And then
you know what that sound is called? Gated reverb. That's the coin term for those drums, is they would put a gated reverb on it, and that's why it sounds like that loud, that wide, boxy, like John Cougar Mellencamp, you know.
Mm-hmm. And then it goes on to Speed Demon, and then Librarian Girl, and Just Good Friends, which, yeah. And then Man in the Mirror, massive song everybody knows. I Just Can't Stop Loving You, beautiful like duet with I don't even know who that is. Then Dirty Diana gets aggressive, and then I think Smooth Criminal. We did a draft, and I'm kicking myself for not drafting Smooth Criminal. Honestly, I should have picked that #1. That is honestly one of the best Michael Jackson songs, if not the best Michael Jackson song ever made. And then you have Man in the Mirror with that too. Like I don't know, Bad might have it beat, and I don't know. There's like The Girl Is Mine is not that good, or like I'm trying. My bad.
You're good.
Let me pull up. The Lady in My Life isn't that good.
Dude, is Smooth Criminal one of the fastest tempoed songs to reach #1? It's 116 beats per minute. I was just kind of like thinking about that one.
Do you know the cover by Alien Ant Farm?
Yes.
Fire cover. I grew up listening to that.
I hate like shitty covers. See, the thing about his covers is it's like a valley. You either have they do it better than the original artist, or it's so shit it's almost unlistenable. And there's no real kind of in between.
In my opinion, there is an in between, where it sounds so similar to like you replicate the original so much. There's like, what's the point of even covering it? For example, Luke Combs' "Fast Car," right? What did he do differently for that song compared to the original? They're essentially the same sounding song. He didn't add anything except it was sung by a country singer. Like you made it close to the original, where it's almost like, what's the point of it and I think that's a negative thing, honestly. There are a lot of bad covers out there, but I think the best covers are when they take a song and then twist it into like something new and unique, where it hasn't been like done a million times. Like, how many times can you hear a cover of like Landslide, or a cover of Hotel California where it sounds the same every time? Like, imagine hearing a cover of Hotel California where it's a hip hop song.
Yeah.
So, or, you know, when they did Frank Ocean, American Wedding, like that's an amazing cover, or cover, interpolation, whatever you like.
Yeah.
Sample. I don't know what you call that, but that's a great rendition of that song.
It's a rework.
Yeah. Which you don't really see nowadays.
No, just in dance music.
Yeah. It's because them royalties, they be expensive.
It's true.
That's
It's I forget what hip hop producer I saw talking about this, that if you use the original sample, they can take all of it.
100%. Yeah.
But if you just perform like on your keyboard
Like
the same exact thing,
like a similar sound.
no, you could even do the same exact thing, but as long as you're playing and you're recording, the most they can take is half, I think.
See, I heard Mustard say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably Mustard. He was like, yeah, they take less money if you interpolate it instead of just taking the sample straight. Yeah. It's a fucked. There's actually like a whole settlement or a whole like case, which we could actually look into at a later time when we're more prepared.
Yeah. Law.
Yeah. But going back to, so you think Thriller is better than Bad?
Just because
I'll give it to you because I did look at it. Like PYT is another one of my favorites, and that's just like traditional R&B. So Thriller might be better than Bad, but neither of those are the best Michael Jackson album. You agree with me, right?
Yes.
What is the best Michael Jackson album?
Off the Wall.
Off the Wall is the
By
best
far.
Michael Jackson album. It is the best Michael Jackson album. It's R&B. It's tight.
Easy listening.
You could play it on any time. Rock With You is so incredible. Don't Stop Till You Get 'Em Enough, incredible. Off the Wall, incredible. Like Working Day and Night, or am I saying that right? Girlfriend's incredible. Like, oh my god, this album, where is it? Yeah, Burn Out the Disco, great song. No, just good old R&B, disco, Motown, late 70s, early 80s Motown. Michael Jackson had he's like, if we're saying that Freddie Mercury is like the best vocalist, Michael Jackson is just right below that. He might be like neck and neck, like, because his vocal range is insane and he's just so good on him. Like, his vocals are just incredible. That's like the biggest appeal of Michael Jackson. He's just an incredible singer. Like, that's why people listen to him.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. And he just has so much charisma behind the microphone. People like he could say anything and it would just sound amazing. Like, what's that song? The song where he's like, I always feel like somebody's watching me.
That's not Michael Jackson.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Look up Somebody's Watching Me by Michael Jackson. It may be by another artist, but he is the one who sings the hook.
Rockwell.
Yeah, Rockwell's the artist. Who sings the hook, though? He'll tell you it's Michael Jackson.
Really?
Yes.
Let me see.
Listen to that. That's Michael Jackson's voice.
It does sound like Michael Jackson, but I don't think it is.
I believe so. I think I'm right on this.
It features guest vocals by Michael Jackson.
And he's the one that's
Randy Jackson and Jermaine Jackson.
Yeah, it could
He's
be.
got three different Jacksons on this track.
Well, that guy Rockwell is the son of Berry Gordy. Do you know who Berry Gordy is?
I do not.
He founded Motown. So, nepotism.
Yeah. Well, that kind of like leads into kind of what I want to talk about today, and Motown is definitely an example of like a hotbed of kind of like the theme of what I'm talking about is different session bands.
Let's take it back a bit. Let's explain what Motown is. You know what Motown's short for, right?
Motortown City.
Motortown City.
Detroit.
Exactly. That's the origins of where Berry Gordy found the record company, correct? And he built a recording studio in Detroit. Now, what is that recording studio called?
I do not know. Here, let me pull it up.
Or is it a recording, or is it just a music label?
I think Motown was kind of like the name of it, but the session band they would use is the Funk Brothers.
Okay.
And session music. Yeah, Motown Records is kind of like the name of the recording studio, I believe.
Yep.
And the Funk Brothers were legendary session band artists. Like, they worked on so many amazing songs, like from a lot of the Temptations, the Supremes, the Four Tops, Marvin Gaye, Diana Ross, just to name a few.
Literally just all the biggest Motown artists.
Exactly. And so they were the backtracking, but they weren't as legendary or prolific as some other session groups. And are you familiar with what a session group is?
It's like the band that they play in the recording studio that like plays with the artists.
Yep, they're often on call, so they get called up like, "Hey, we have so and so in. We need you to play this part." Mm-hmm. And the most legendary, I mean, there's a few. Like, there's the Nashville A Team, and this was all in the '60s, like during the same time as like Motown and into the '70s. So there was a Nashville A Team. There was the Funk Brothers in Detroit. There was Muscle Shoals, which is in Alabama. And then you have the Wrecking Crew in Los Angeles. And they are the most prolific. They're the ones who performed and basically made Pet Sounds. While the Beach Boys were touring in Japan, Brian Wilson was back in California making Pet Sounds alone, just him and the Wrecking Crew. And man, he worked them. They talked about like the long days, the crazy like shit like that he would demand. And their list of people they've worked with is absolutely prolific. Like, some of the greatest songs ever were made or performed with the Wrecking Crew as the backing track. Like, you have Mr. Tambourine Man, the Help Me Rhonda, Everybody Loves Somebody, Dean Martin. Just the list goes on and on, from Sinatra to, I don't know, lots. Simon and Garfunkel, Bridge Over Troubled Waters they worked on. And, like, they were held as, like, the standard. That, like, if you wanted good backtracking, you would go to Los Angeles and play with the Wrecking Crew. Like, they had this aura around them that if they touch your record, you'd turn to gold. And there's a few guys like that in the modern day, I feel like, that current pop stars go to just turn their stuff into gold.
Benny Blanco.
Well, I'm not even just saying producers, but engineers too. Like this guy Serban, I always butcher his last name, Serban Gaillard or something like that. He's a Canadian guy, I believe. But you name a platinum or diamond album in the last 20 to 15 years, he was the engineer for it. Like from Taylor Swift to Maroon 5, the biggest of the biggest, go and seek Serban. Bruno Mars.
And yet these people never get the credits.
No, they don't. But hey,
maybe they didn't ask for it. Maybe they chose their position, and if they really want to be in the limelight, just start an Instagram page.
Yeah, right. But like, what I think is like really cool about this sound, like this time period, was like where you really saw a revolution in You really saw a revolution in production styles and production techniques. And I listened to this quote of like an interview of Phil Spector, who, are you familiar with Phil Spector?
He worked a lot. I couldn't name you the artists he worked with, but did he work with the Beatles?
Yes, he worked with mainly like towards the end with like John and Yoko. He also did George Harrison's, why am I fucking blanking on the song?
My Sweet Lord?
My Sweet Lord. Okay. My Sweet Lord. He's a problematic person. I just want to get that out there so we're not glorifying a murderer, sex abuser. But Phil Spector. Harvey Spector.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He worked on... he was like the head of the Wrecking Crew. He was... And his de facto house band was the Wrecking Crew.
Is he a musician?
No, he's a producer.
Okay.
And he invented something called the wall of sound, which is used in a lot of modern production techniques. Basically, they used to have like really big, wide, separated rooms for each musician to perform so there wouldn't be this bleeding. But what he did was he just packed them all in this tiny room, and he would have a lot of the musicians, like different instruments play the same parts, and it creates this like wall of sound. Like if you heard a Wall of Sound song, like you'd know it right away. Like some of the Crystal stuff, like.
This dude's a murderer.
Yes, he's a murderer.
Holy,
and
this is like This is like praising O.J. Simpson for having 300 yards.
Hey, man. I'm not saying Phil Spector is a good guy. I'm just talking about
If we have an NFL podcast and we actually talk about the greatest running backs of all time, I could go on a whole rant of why I make my case that O.J. Simpson's the greatest running back.
You're not criticizing me for talking about Phil Spector.
I don't care. I think it's funny though. I just look at it. I'm like, wow, he's probably more famous for the murder than him working with the Beatles.
Yeah, he produced Let It Be.
Okay.
That was his like big claim to fame with the Beatles. But anyways, this like wall of sound was kind of it's a modern technique too. It's like almost like for like my music producers out there, it was the first ever sound goodizer, which is a plugin for FL Studio that just kind of like makes things louder.
Okay.
And so in a way, like having this different instruments play the same parts, it added this like cacophony. It made like the sound bigger. That's why it was dubbed the name the Wall of Sound. And I just think like, I don't know, there's a lot of groundbreaking discoveries during this time. Like I got off track of that interview I was talking about. This lady was talking to Phil Spector about how 10 years prior to when he was running the Wrecking Crew, it would be like crazy to think that an artist was worth $1,000 to a record label. $100,000. Like that was like, no way. You could open up 20 record companies with $100,000. But like Janis Joplin, like all the acts at the time were worth like that or double. And like, it was really like this explosion of the music. Yeah, music was big, but it really shifted the power to the artist, and like that the record labels kind of needed some of these artists, but also in a way it was this weird balance because like
I still think artists get abused by record labels, man.
Oh yeah,
these
for
360
sure.
deals are ridiculous for a lot of these rappers. These rappers just hear. I'm using rappers specifically because they're the stories I hear get screwed over the record labels the most. When they're like, oh, I signed a 360 deal, and it's basically like you sign your life away. Your most of your money is basically going to the record label, and you basically only get a certain percentage. And it's like this false sense of like ownership when you honestly don't know anything. We can criticize Taylor Swift, not our fans, but look at her situation. Yeah, she like got screwed over her record label, didn't make the money she deserved, decided to recreate her own shit, and that shit went platinum. She makes Taylor's version, and that shit goes like multi-platinum. Are you kidding me? And you're able to remake the same music, re-record it, and yeah, that's why Taylor Swift has it's polarizing because it's hard to say I hate her when there's so much she's done is like so like I have so much respect for her. It is interesting to see a lot of instances where sure record labels were screwing over people now, but back then they were screwing over the artists even more. I think it's just never ending battle. And is the route to go indie?
Yeah, I mean,
it's hard though. It's really hard to make money.
Well,
off
the real blueprint is kind of to do what Frank Ocean did. Like, yeah,
that's hard. That's like a rare situation, and you have to have major balls and major intelligence to pull that off. Like how many people in the industry? Just to remind me the whole story of the Frank Ocean situation.
Oh yeah, okay. So he signed, I forget if it was I believe a 2-album deal with Apple Music, the record label, and the first album he released was Channel Orange, and it was a huge success.
So Nostalgia Ultra was released independently
as a mixtape,
as for free.
Yes,
but that mixtape should have been an album, honestly.
It basically
it kind of got lost in translation. I don't think people are listening to Nostalgia Ultra the way they should. I think that album definitely needs more attention. Novocaine and Swim Good get their attention, but like the rest of the album, like I could go back.
And I feel like
Love Crimes.
the term mixtape has been misconstrued a little bit because A mixtape is to get discovered by a record label. Like
Yeah.
you send mixtapes to record labels to
Yeah.
get discovered. And I feel like a lot of people think like a mixtape is just an album without a label nowadays, that they like, oh, I released a mixtape.
Okay.
You don't really
okay,
release
okay,
mixtapes, you know what I mean?
Okay,
You-
let's go for a couple examples. So, you know what Lil Wayne does when he has an upcoming album, he releases like a bunch of mixtapes. So he has like the dedication series, like dedications 1 through 5, I think. He releases Sorry for the Waits, No Ceiling. So he releases a bunch of mixtapes before the albums and uses these mixtapes to essentially promote the albums. And what he does in these mixtapes is he basically just raps over other people's beats and does it better. Honestly, I could give you a whole playlist of dope ass Lil Wayne mixtape songs. But anyway, so he uses it to promote his albums, which I think is a brilliant way to give your fans free music, but like letting them hold over until the album. Brilliant marketing. Chance the Rapper never released his mixtapes. Never released an album for 3 albums straight, or 3 albums or mixtapes. I don't know what you call them, because they are like full projects that are, but he doesn't want to release them for money, so he releases them for free, which it's bullshit now because it's streamed. So he's still making money off these albums, but I digress. It's still like when he did it at the time, it was like the idea of him doing it independently. He's not doing it for the money. It was kind of like going one step further to what Macklemore did. Macklemore did it completely independently. That's the one thing that people forget about Macklemore. People forget he did it without a record label. He did it. He went #1 without a record label, bro.
That's insane.
That's insane. Who can do that? But too bad. Macklemore is one of the most hated rappers of all time. But come on, man. Like,
Is it because he's corny?
100%. It's because he's corny. It's because of the Kendrick situation.
Remind me.
The Kendrick, well, obviously, in 2015, well, no, it was the 2014 Grammys. Well, Kendrick had Best Rap Album for Good Kid, Mad City. Let me tell you the other albums that were nominated. I believe it was Nothing Was the Same by Drake, Magna Carta, Holy Grail by Jay-Z, and then the last one, I want to say it's Yeezus, Kanye, and then Kendrick. So basically, like, my 4 favorite.
All those albums got snubbed.
All those albums got snubbed for The Heist by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. And it makes sense why it won, because of the whole doing it without a record label and like doing it because you know that narrative. Because I was there for that narrative.
And that was like, I'm sure the artists are gonna vote for that.
100%. Like,
Just
that
off
story.
that story.
That story alone is like, wow, what an amazing story. Like doing it independently. You know, a lot of his music was talking about social issues and stuff. It was very preachy. You know, he got into a lot of topics about like, what's up?
Go ahead. Sorry.
So like, that's the one thing people forget about that Macklemore shit, was that Macklemore did not have a record label backing him, and he had back-to-back #1 hits, and he had a couple more hit songs off that Heist album, and he was getting relatively good critical acclaim. So like, the mix of that, bro, how do you not win Grammys? Like, come on, like that's like a recipe for a Grammy. And yeah, that's the one thing when you think about Grammys, it's never gonna pick the best album. I think it picks the best. It's gonna pick the album that fits the criteria of what they see is the best, which is not always the best. Sometimes their criteria is a bunch of bullshit. And come on, who doesn't agree with me with that?
Agreed.
Yeah.
That's why they reformed it.
Of course.
But who knows if that reform is good? But we will see.
Yeah, they love Kendrick now. The reparations for Kendrick.
So you were talking about how we're talking about guys who did it without record labels. And Frank Ocean. Oh yeah, I was in the middle of the Frank Ocean story. So he releases Channel Orange. Critical acclaim, very widely popular, and so he owed another album to Apple. So what he did was he like promoted. He made like a studio album on the side that was blonde, and he just like bullshit kind of made this like kind of instrumental experimental video album on Apple, and he released Blonde the same day. So he honored the contract by releasing this bullshit deal, and then under his own private label that he owns, released Blonde, and it went multiply platinum, and he got all the money. So he got paid his 20 or 40 million from the fucking Apple contract, and then made another 40 million off just the album sales for himself.
But he screwed over the music company because they made no money from it.
Yeah, like nobody listens to Endless. Like nobody tells me.
Well, do you listen? I don't think
I've listened to it.
I've never heard it before.
Hugo's a pretty good song from it.
So he basically didn't try.
Yes.
And he just released that just so he can release Blonde independently to make more money from it.
Correct. He really finessed the music industry.
Yeah. He also finesses his fans.
Yeah, I think he's finessed Coachella now. I think that was honestly like finessing.
I agree.
Like he set up the contract so you'd get like paid half, I think, even if he doesn't show. Like I don't know what they were thinking tying in
It's
that.
finessing, but do you think he's just a shady person to work with? Like if I was a music record label, and I saw the talent of Frank Ocean, I'm like, yeah, that guy's worth signing.
Oh yeah, I don't think he would sign to anyone nowadays. But
do you think he screwed over Odd Future for that, or did Odd Future not get affected by that?
I've never heard any ill will from Tyler.
It's nothing but love from. There's been no like. It's crazy. Odd Future has such a brotherhood, and I think they always support each other, which is really rare because most groups always end in it's always about the money or the stardom, the egos.
Well, I think when they broke up, they broke up in a different way. A lot of people break up on the down.
Yeah.
And they, like, as soon as Odd Future popped, they all just went off and did their solo stuff with no ill will. I think the whole goal was to release Odd Future to blow everyone up. You know, I think that was kind of like
the whole point.
Yeah.
Like, look at Earl. Earl has his own, like, crazy cult fan base. Frank, obviously. And then they have affiliates like the internet. Domo Genesis. And then obviously Tyler. Honestly, the KC Veggies didn't really.
Jasper and all those guys, but they weren't really like musicians.
But Frank Ocean's and Earl Sweatshirt, it's kind of like Lil Wayne with Young Money, where like you had.
Hey, they don't really have ill will towards each other now.
I think there's love there too. I don't. There's love there.
So that's another example of
also maybe Tyga. I don't know if Tyga's with Kendrick because he's from Compton. I don't know.
See, I don't know the inner workings of that drama.
But like going back, I was gonna say with that album, or with Young Money, it was Wayne. Then you had Drake, Nicki, and then you had Tyga. Tyga was a big one, and then after that, Nah, it's really hard to find a group where everyone is successful. Really hard. The Beatles are the only one. You know who initially had the most success in the Beatles in his solo career? Ringo. Believe it or not, I think he had the most success like early on in their career. He had like the most like you could look into it. Like Ringo had a lot of success as a solo artist.
Yeah.
Which
I think Paul went on to just.
He had wings. He had wings. He had wings, and then he had that song with Michael Jackson, and then he has a song with Kanye West.
Yeah, none of the other Beatles can say they have a song with Kanye West.
I was gonna say, did Kanye sample a Beatle?
Probably.
All right, I think we're good there. I want to read you. We're talking about. Fuck, I had it pull up there. Anyway, let me pull up ChatGPT. Always reliable ChatGPT. So I looked up.
Not an advertisement, but we will take advertisement monies.
Yes.
If you have a better AI.
Hey, dude, what are your thoughts on AI?
I think it's going to complete human beings becoming a hive mind. And what I mean by that is, like, as we become more communal and more, like, socialized, we become more like ants. And I think AI is just going to link all our brains together at some point.
Is that a good or bad thing?
I don't
think
know.
that's for you to decide. I think it has its pros and cons.
Yeah. For right now,
but just like everything,
it's in
life.
its infancy stage. You know what they did
This
with
is
it?
you know what they
did?
infancy, dude. This is honestly
Yes,
the
it
most.
is in its infancy
This
stage.
is the most incredible technology, like, honestly, I've ever experienced. Like, I thought the internet was nice, but bro, this is like Google on steroids. It's Google on steroids, bro.
But listen to this. How long was the internet around before Google came around? A while. You know what they were doing
I'd say
with
like 10, 20 years.
Yeah, you know what
like
they were
not
doing.
that long.
You know what they were doing with the internet in the beginning days? Like, just like logs and records. Like, it was like
war games.
yeah, well, it was used for, like, I don't know. It wasn't really radical until a few years down the line. So imagine what AI is going to be in the next 10 years. Because it's
It'll
only
be
been
incredible.
around, like,
2 years. Like, literally released to the
in
public
the
for 2 years.
state it's in.
Yeah, for 2 years.
Because, like, AlphaGo has been around for a while.
I don't use it. I like.
No, do you know what AlphaGo is?
No.
It's a company that they were like a machine learning company. It was before they coined the term AI, even, I think, that beat the best Go player, which is Go. Go is a Chinese kind of like chess.
Okay.
It's not played like chess, but it's like a strategy game like chess. You know, like really, really smart people like to play it, and there's definitely like levels and levels. Like the best Go player would toss around someone that just learned it. You know, like same with chess or any of those. And their machine learning just whooped the best player in the world, and not only whooped him, did a move that I don't know Go well enough to explain the move, but did a move that the Go community has never seen or even thought to do. And it just, like, it changed the game. It invented a new technique in that match, like, that changed the game.
AI did that?
Yeah, against, like, the best in the world. And this was back in, like, 2018, I think. When was AlphaGo? And I think it's owned by Google. 2015 is when AlphaGo.
I'm not gonna
won.
lie, like, it's positives and negatives. I do feel a little guilty because when I first heard AI, I'm like, oh, that's horrible. Like, we're gonna be robots. And then I first used ChatGPT and I just looked up whatever I wanted. I'm like, dude, the possibilities of this are literally endless.
Yeah.
Literally endless. It goes as far as the brain can go. So I think this type of AI, like, it's still like you still have to use human intelligence. Of course, I'm not like digging out this information for myself, but I'll have the information right in front of me. Like, so what I just looked up was where are the best like recording studios in the world that artists recorded? And it gave me a top 10 list. Number 1, we talked about it earlier. Can you guess number 1?
Abbey Road.
Abbey Road. So Abbey Road Studios is in London, UK, famous for the Beatles. Dark Side of the Moon was recorded there, and Adele, probably all her albums. Arguably the most famous studio in the world, with its iconic zebra crossing and unmatched history. Number 2 is I don't expect you to know any of these, but it's funny enough. This one's called Electric Lady Studios in New York City. And you know which album, you know who built it?
Who?
Well, you know the Electric Lady?
No.
It's an album by a guy who died in the 27 Club.
Oh, Hendrix. I was going to
Yes.
say Hendrix.
So
That was weird. I almost guessed Hendrix.
Yeah. Yeah, Jimi Hendrix built it. Stevie Wonder, Beyonce, Taylor Swift, oddly enough. A creative haven with a psychedelic vibe and a high-end analog of digital gear. Number 3 is Capitol Studios in Los Angeles, known for Frank Sinatra, the Beach Boys, Paul McCartney. Sam
That's where the
Smith.
Wrecking Crew lives.
Oh, wow. Number 4 is Sunset Studios in Hollywood, Prince, Led Zeppelin, the Rolling Stones, Van Halen, Ocean Way Recording in Los Angeles. So most of these are in Los Angeles. That's the pattern. Michael Jackson, Radiohead, Dre, Eric Clapton. Okay, I'm going to finish this list. Number 6, Hansa Studio in Berlin, Germany. David Bowie recorded Heroes. U2 recorded Arch Tongue Baby. I don't remember which song. And then this is going to... I'm going to lose my music card here. Is it Depeche Mode?
Depeche Mode.
Depeche Mode. Yeah, I just lost my card there.
Yep.
I don't listen to Depeche Mode. That's an artist I think we could do a deep dive in because I know nothing about.
I have a question. Is Muscle Shoals on the list?
Wow. Number 7, Muscle Shoals Sound Studios, located in which state?
Alabama.
Alabama, USA, known for Aretha Franklin.
Just off Tennessee Street.
Aretha Franklin, the Rolling Stones. It's crazy. A lot of these foreign people are recording in the U.S. Believe it. I would.
Well, that's the sound they loved and wanted to emulate. Like all those great British rock bands are just emulating American sound where it was invented.
Crazy, but they were just better at doing it. I think they were just more creative.
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah, and then Wilson Pickett, I was gonna say, and then number 8, Air Studios in London, Coldplay, Hans Zimmer. George Michael. They even got freaking composers recording here. Number 9, Sound City Studios in LA, Fleetwood Mac. Nevermind was recorded. Tom Petty. And then number 10 is Metropolis Studios, famous for Queen, Amy Winehouse, Adele, and then Kendrick Lamar. So,
my question is, why is Motown not on there?
What is Motown Studios? Well, when you think about it, these artists, so it's kind of funny. It's called Hitsville, USA, Motown Studio A, founded by 1955 by Berry Gordy, nicknamed Hitsville, USA. I love that name. Detroit, in Detroit. Honestly, I would go and visit this place. Oh, it is open to the public. The museum is. A legendary artists who recorded there: Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, The Supremes, Temptations, Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, the Jackson 5, Martha and the Vandellas, and the Four Tops. Basically, my whole playlist.
I have a couple honorable mentions. I don't think you mentioned.
Let me. I'm gonna finish this. What made it so special? The Funk Brothers, Motown's in-house band, played on nearly every track, creating a tight, distinct groove known as the Motown sound. Wow.
Yep. These recording bands, or session bands, were what made these record labels.
So, if anything, Funk Brothers created the soul sound.
You could argue. Created the Motown sound.
And that created the best sound of hip-hop.
Yeah. So you could say the Funk Brothers are one of the most
innovative. Yeah. Incredible.
Most pasteurized. I want to add some honorable mentions of some recording studios you didn't mention. Did you mention Blackbird Studios in Tennessee?
I did not. Is that a country studio?
Yeah, the Black Keys, Taylor Swift, Dolly Parton.
The Black Keys. That's another artist I need to get into.
Yes. Did you mention La Fabrique Studios in France?
Daft Punk records there?
No, Radiohead, Rammstein, Kanye West. Who else? Let's see. I want to dive into La Fabrique a little bit.
You know, it's a dope place. It's a place called Avex Studios.
Where's that?
It's in Honolulu, where Kanye West famously secluded himself to record My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Oh, wow.
There were literal stories of if you are entering in the studio, you have to wear a suit. Like Kanye had like a strict regimen of how he wants this shit to be recorded. He had like a strict like Kanye is a nutcase. Oh my gosh, that interview he had with DJ Academics with the KKK uniform. Dude,
That's
this shit's a South Park. It's a South Park episode. Dude, I'm just laughing, man. Just honestly, I'm just having a good time. I'm just having fun with it. Why do I have to be upset with that? I mean, it come on, that's like me being upset with my dad. Like, at the end of the day, I love my dad.
Wow. You're saying Kanye West is your father?
I did have the conversation with my actual dad. It's like, I don't know who's more inspirational to me, you or Kanye.
That's a funny bit. That's really funny, actually.
Yeah. I'm serious. I could talk about like Kanye. Like when it comes to hip hop being a part of my identity, Kanye is a part of my freaking identity. That's why it's hard, man. He really did. Like he did raise me in a way, like musically. Like he always talks about how A Tribe Called Quest raised him. Like that was the music that raised him. That was like his like the way I see him. That's the way he saw Tribe Called Quest. Is the way Andre 3000 saw Tribe Called Quest. So it's just this lineage that like you just follow great music, and yeah, I want to be the one to pass along, but not in music and podcasting. We could be revolutionary in this podcasting shit. We could be talking about shit that like the Funk Brothers. I don't think people talk about that. Like you go from making the Motown sound to having that sound being sampled a billion times in hip hop, and then being recreated by guys like Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak. So yeah, give me the Motown sound.
All right, I have a question for you then.
Yes.
On the topic Kanye West, can you guess his top 5 most successful songs based on EAS? You know EAS, equivalent album sales.
So is it albums or songs?
These are songs.
Okay.
But EAS is like with the formula, whoever issues the platinum records. I don't know the name of the company, but they have created a formula that incorporates streams and converts that through a formula into album sales.
Still
equivalent album sales.
That shit still, you can inflate that. That shit can be manipulated.
Sure, but anyways, it comes from the same people that do the really certify things platinum. Mm-hmm. Can you guess the top 5 in equivalent album sales?
I want to try to guess it in order.
You get 3 strikes.
3 strikes. All right, Gold Digger.
Correct.
What number is that? So a little thing about Gold Digger. So you know the song that samples, right? I Got a Woman. Yes, I Got a Woman by Ray Charles. In 2004, Ray Charles had a biopic. Who played him in the biopic?
Jamie Foxx.
Okay. So Jamie Foxx was featured on Kanye West doing an impression of Ray Charles as he did in the biopic, but also using the sample from Ray Charles. Bro, this shit meta as fuck, man.
Super meta.
Like, and only Kanye West can do something that deep. You know what I mean? For a pop song, for that to be the number 1 song of his career, and he, like, I don't even.
It is not his number 1 song. It's number 4.
Number 1. Is it Stronger?
Correct.
Stronger is number 1. These are the songs I played to death. Heartless, is Heartless up there?
Number 5.
Heartless is number 5. I don't want to say All Falls Down. I don't want to say Jesus Walks. I don't think these are up there. I don't want to. Slow Jams maybe, but I don't think Slow Jams had the staying power. Through the Wire definitely was not on that. If we go to the second album, I don't think Touch the Sky. Heard him say was definitely not that big of a single. No, not.
All right, I need a guess.
Okay. Good Life.
First strike.
Wow, Good Life is like his biggest song, and that's not, dude. That's why Kanye's crazy. Are features on this, or is it just all lead songs?
What are you asking?
Like if he's a feature on these songs, or is he the lead artist?
He is the lead artist.
Like there's not one that he's collaborating with Jay-Z.
There are other people featured on both these songs.
That's actually a big clue. That's a thank you. That's a good clue. Okay. Famous artists?
I'm not giving you any more info.
Oh, I don't want to say All Falls Down. I don't think that's sold. All Falls Down.
Second strike.
Yeah, that was a bad guess.
You're down to your last strike.
All of the Lights.
You want to lock that in?
Not right now because
that's your third strike. Then.
I know. I said not. No. I didn't lock it in. I didn't lock it in. So it's not.
I was in the middle of asking.
Nothing on Yeezus. It's not Power.
Come on, man. These are two of his biggest songs.
Not Love Lockdown. Not Can't Tell Me Nothing. Flashing Lights.
You're just naming songs. Are these guesses?
No, I'm just, yeah.
Come on.
Are any of those right?
I'm not telling you.
Dude, this is hard.
Once you hear him, you're going to kick yourself.
No, I know because it's is it from the first 3 albums?
I'm not giving you any more hints. I think I've divulged enough. I will give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3.
Flashing
2,
Lights.
1. Incorrect.
What are the 2?
Number 2, N-Words in Paris.
You know what? That's why I did say, I was thinking that song. You know, because I was like, is it with Jay-Z? And I would have picked.
I'm not going to. That would just give it away if I told you
that would have
yes.
helped me. That would have helped me. And
okay.
What's the other one?
4 or 5 seconds.
I would have guessed that.
It's a huge song.
I would, but I was thinking the albums. I was not thinking singles. So that was a song I was not thinking of.
I guess I could have gave you a hit.
Those are two. That would have been tough.
What artist do you think you know better than any other?
K-Dot. Come on. Did K-Dot, especially, I pay attention to his charts. Like, I pay attention to the charts. I know Swimming Pools peaked at, 17? Or I think 17. So it didn't really, his first number one was Humble. And then I think DNA hit number 3, number 4, something like that. But actually, I take it back. As a featured artist, he had Bad Blood featuring when he featured on the remix for with Taylor Swift. That hit number 1 for a while. That song's horrible. That's like, when I heard that song, I'm like, wow, Kendrick is just fucking sellout, bro.
Well, let's do it with Kendrick then. Top 5 according
Humble.
to EAS.
Humble.
Correct. It is in the top 5.
Now, this is hard. You know why? Because
why?
Kendrick's staying power and his music has stood the test of time, has it not? Like his Good Kid, Mad City is over 10 years old. They're still playing Mad City like crazy. And Mad City was not like a big single when it came out, but over time it definitely grew a following, and I think that's arguably his biggest song. But I don't know if it would be big in terms of sales. You know what I mean? But I think that's like legit his biggest song. Let's go. And I don't want to say Not Like Us because I think that's too recent. What about All the Stars?
Correct. Number 4.
Okay, All the Stars. Pray for Me?
Incorrect.
Strike 1. Okay.
Strike 1.
I don't think DNA sold that well. Oh, should I just go with my gut? I don't know. Swimming Pools, all right. Not Like Us.
No.
Wow. Swimming Pools?
Correct. Number 2.
Okay. Wow, I should have guessed Swimming Pools. Bitch, Don't Kill My Vibe.
Incorrect. Second strike.
Is DNA on it?
Third strike.
Oh, no, fuck the strikes. Let me just keep guessing. Loyalty.
Right album.
Love.
Correct.
Okay. And then All Right.
No, last one is from an album that's on this list.
What?
It's from Good Kid, Mad City.
Okay. Poetic Justice.
Nope.
Mad City?
Nope. This one surprised me too.
Money Trees.
Correct.
Wow. Money Trees is another one of those songs that stood the test of time. That like over time it kind of built like a cult like a cult following. So yeah. No, that's a hard list. Wow, I thought I'd do a lot better than that. I'm kicking myself. That's hard though. Like
it is.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do well in this game.
Let's do one more. I'll go with let me name one more artist. Let's go with Kid Cudi.
All right. Let's go. You ready to name some songs?
Pursuit of Happiness.
Correct.
What number?
Number 2.
Day and Night's number 1?
Correct.
Wow. I think I'm going to move on to the second album. Let's go with... does he have a song with David Guetta on the list? He doesn't have that song? No, he doesn't. Let's go on to this. Erase Me.
Correct. Number 4.
No. What other... Soundtrack to My Life?
Not on here, which surprises me. One of these you're not going to get.
Is it from Passion Pain? Is it Just What I Am?
No.
I'm not going to... Immortal?
It's a 4-word title.
Wizard.
A 4-word title. Not letter.
A 4-word title? Oh, that's a good guess. Four-word title. It's from his second album?
I don't know what album this is from.
It's like Trapped in the Whatever.
Let me look it up real quick.
Okay.
I didn't hear your guess. I don't know what the fuck Chat GPT's doing right now. Because I don't think this is a song. It's saying, alright, I'm just going to give away the rest. Reborn off of Kids See Ghosts.
Wow. I would not surprise. Whoa, dude, that makes no sense.
I don't think that makes sense.
That makes
This
no
list seems
sense.
weird. It also has the Scott Miscuddy show.
From the second?
I don't think it's a song. I was like trying to Google it. I don't think this is a real song. I think ChatGPT is just making some shit up.
Okay.
All right. Should we wrap this bitch up?
Like the podcast?
Or the topic?
Yeah, the topic. Oh, yeah. Let's wrap the topic. Let's move on to something else. Let me pull up the Google Sheets. And greatest song to smoke weed to.
The greatest song to smoke weed to. I have a couple. I have some cliche ones. Colt 45's a good one.
And 2 Zigzags. Baby, that's all we need.
I think listening to Tame Impala smoking is pretty dope. These are all very cliche.
Yeah, basic ass shit.
What I like to smoke to?
All right. You know how we argued Bad versus Thriller, and we both decided on Off the Wall. Let's do Channel Orange versus Blonde.
Ooh, it's got to be Channel Orange.
Channel Orange. I agree. Blonde's just too bloated. It's too much, and a lot of it's just a really airy. I think Channel Orange is like concise. The songs, they're just like direct, like.
And they're all unique, kind of.
Yeah, they're all distinct.
There's a couple songs that are similar. I feel like Monks and Lost have like a similar sound to them.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I love Blonde, don't get me wrong.
I like it. I think it's a little overrated. Like it's considered one of the greatest albums of all time, which I guess it is, but I like Channel Orange better.
Does that go back to the Macklemore winning thing that it's only touted because he fucked over the industry? As highly?
That's actually.
Or do you think?
I think it's the quality.
Cathartic release.
I think because I don't think people bring that up as much. I think that's kind of like a hidden. People like it because it's a quality album. Like that's just my personal preference. I just personally think it's bloated, but people love it's like a revolutionary sound almost, like alternative R&B. How many people try to be like Frank Ocean, Steve Lacy, Rex Orange County? Literally the entire genre of bedroom pop was invented through Frank Ocean. Like the monotone singing, like the top, that was all Frank. Frank was the one who revolutionized that sound. Like, no, musical genius. Honestly, I think the 2010s D'Angelo.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that a lot because like D'Angelo's sound was like.
He had Dilla.
Yeah,
he had Dilla.
Well,
did you listen to his D'Angelo?
No, D'Angelo's like real record was Questlove. Was the one who produced that.
Questlove did a lot of work for D'Angelo. Yeah. He was basically like an unofficial member of the Roots. Because he did
D'Angelo, in a way.
That whole Soulquarians. That's what, dude.
Do you know about the Roots and Scott Storch?
What's their story? Oh yeah, Scott Storch started out as a band member of the Roots.
Correct.
And then went off to.
He felt like they were racist towards him, so he left the band.
Which probably they were, because if you're in a group full of black people and there's that one white guy, obviously you're gonna alienate him. That's just the way things are. It's like if we're in a group full of men and there was that one girl, obviously that girl is gonna be alienated. Correct?
I don't think so, because the Wrecking Crew is a great example of that.
Are they
their lead bassist was Carol? I don't want to besmirch her by not getting her name right.
I got a couple more of these. I'm just gonna rapid fire.
While I find her name.
Rapid fire. Chronic or 2001?
Carol K, by the way. Chronic or 2001? Rapid fire. 2001.
Low End Theory or Midnight Marauders?
Midnight Marauders.
Good Kid, Mad City or To Pimp a Butterfly?
Ooh, Good Kid, Mad City.
3 Cheers to Sweet Revenge or The Black Parade?
The Black Parade.
Hybrid Theory or Meteora?
Hybrid Theory.
Dookie versus American Idiot?
Ooh. American Idiot. Nah, Dookie.
Bandana versus Pinata?
Oh, that's a tough one. Pinata.
I don't know if you can do this. Take Care versus Nothing What's the Same?
Take Care is Drake?
Yeah.
Nothing
you don't know your Drake like that.
Take Care.
Okay, I like Take Care better.
My favorite is what's the one with his head on it?
That's Nothing Was the Same.
Oh, let's go Nothing Was the Same.
Okay. Are you familiar with the Strokes?
Yeah.
Is This It versus Room Is on Fire? Do you know? Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, This Is It.
This is so good. How about Justin? Here's another one. Nevermind versus In Utero.
What was on In Your Utero again?
That was like Dumb, Penny Royalty.
Heart-shaped box.
Of course, that's a classic.
Rape Me.
I'll apologize. All apologies. Dumb. Did I say dumb? Rape Me.
Let's go Nevermind.
I was gonna say Nevermind as well. Me Against the World versus All Eyes on Me.
All Eyes on Me.
It's interesting when I talk about that because there are two wildly different versions of Tupac, where, like All Eyes on Me, when he was fresh out of jail, and it was just basically Dr. Dre beats and like West Coast sound, and he was basically he had some conscious shit, but it was basically he was trying to go for that West Coast like. But when you do the when you listen to Me Against the World, very conscious, very very conscious, social issues, shit like activism, shit like that. So, but I don't think the production is as tight as it is on All Eyes on Me. But yeah, that's a tough one because it's basically what you prefer. Do you prefer like the conscious shit, or do you want like the gangster shit, like the party, the ones you could just like play in the car and shit? So if I had to pick those two, it honestly changes. But right now I'm saying Me Against the World because that title track, I just discovered that song recently. Like not discovered, but like rediscovered it. Oh, that song's so good. It's, I don't know, like Dear Mama was amazing. Like Fuck the World. Like he has a lot of bangers on Me Against the World. So that's why I'm saying that might be a little better. Harry Styles, can you do?
No,
like,
not really.
Okay, that's all I got. But yeah, that I like that because there's a lot of you can compare. Oh, last one, Brown Sugar versus Voodoo.
Voodoo.
Yeah, that's the one with Entitled. Like, how does it feel? That's a good one.
Love Voodoo.
Yep.
That's Questlove.
Okay. Oh, I wanted to talk to you about this. Just so there's this underground rap group, rap duo named Blue and Exile. Blue is the rapper, Exile is the producer. Exile started from this like Amion, or I forgot what group, but it was a group with Aloe Black, and Aloe Black went on to work with Avicii and Strike Gold.
Yep, Dre.
And that Dre story where Dr. Dre basically consulted him and like, yo, you shouldn't try to pull this rap stuff. You should basically try to make this an R&B song, but still.
Which he was offended at first.
He was like, what, you don't think I'm manly enough to do it? But he's like, you could still be R&B and like have like a masculine like vibe to it. That's why he made The Man.
Yeah.
Great story. But anyway, so his group, he ended up getting connected with Blue, and I think Blue was like high school friends with Miguel, the R&B singer. What was the album you said is one of your favorites by Miguel? Was it the one with Sure Thing, or was it the one with Adorn, like the Kaleidoscope Dream?
I don't think I know. I don't know if that was me, brother.
Was that you? You were like, oh yeah, Miguel was like has one of my favorite. Like, no, okay,
Must have been Dembski or something, or maybe
it could have been
probably Jeff.
But anyway, so Miguel, big R&B star, was high school friends with Blue, and I think they all got connected with Exile, and then they Blue and Exile ended up just making the most beautiful, honestly, the most beautiful hip hop, soul, dope rhymes. It's basically everything J. Cole wants to be and more. Is the Blue inside? Like, listen to Blue. I really listen to Blue in Exile, Below the Heavens. That's like a bucket list album. That album is seriously just some of the most beautiful, soulful, introspective, thought-provoking, just dope, and it's very easy listening too. It's just good hip hop, and like it came.
When
out
this come out?
2007. So. In context, it came out the same year as Graduation, and super underground. Blue went on to make a shitload of music, and then Exile ended up working with a bunch of rappers. But it's crazy how that connection is. Like, both these artists like had like affiliations with some acclaimed and popular people in the industry.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just all about connections, and I think it's kind of crazy that things connect like that. You said you wanted to talk about Aloe Black, though. Was that what you wanted to bring up, the Dr. Dre?
Oh yeah.
Interesting though. Like Dr. Dre just like said, "Yeah, you can't be a can't be a rapper." Imagine if Aloe Black pulled off like a rap career.
Well, I think Dre's point was that he was so good at that hook or those hooks that he should just do that.
He's like, bro, if I had a voice like that, I'd be singing all day long.
Yeah, seriously.
The reason why I'm rapping is because I can't sing.
Yeah. And to think that all started from just MCing.
Yeah, but Dre was never an MC. He was always just a beat maker first.
Who did Dre not MC at all?
He rapped.
Or was buddies with an MC? I thought that was like at the beginning of Straight Outta Compton.
He was rapping, but he was never yeah.
Oh, Dre was in the world-class Wreckin' Crew, spelled CRU.
Oh, you never heard that? So, it's funny you mentioned that. You know, in Straight Outta Compton, there was a scene in him DJing at the nightclub.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So he's DJing at the nightclub, and that guy was also part of the what was the dude's name?
DJ Yella.
No, not Yella. There was the guy who was like basically saying like, people don't want to hear about guns, they want to hear about pussy. That guy, Alonzo, yeah, that's his name.
DJ Alonzo Williams.
Yeah, so Alonzo actually was a part of that world-class Wrecking Crew, and it's funny because the whole angle that Eazy-E was going at Dre was like, bro, you're not a real gangster. You were putting on makeup and like dressing up like a, you know, like you think you're real, but you're putting on makeup and shit and being all like, that was like his angle at him, and it's fucked up like looking back at it, but it's kind of funny.
I wonder if there's any tie to the Wrecking Crew and why they chose their name. Well, started in '86.
They were just a small like predecessor, because Dr. Dre just needed to use that to basically just get his name out there and get his connections built. That's why he did that. I knew he knew he wanted to get into hip hop because that was the music that was like that was the, you know, that was his music.
Yeah, Alonzo Williams was this guy. Made it. I'm trying to find where the name comes from. Ooh, the construction next door sounds nice.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully it's being ignored.
I don't really hear it on my headphones.
Oh, I hear it.
On your headphones?
Oh, not on my.
Well, you just press your headphones and maybe you do hear it. No, I don't hear it. That's good. Come on, the name has to be from something. Because he had a record label called Crew Cut. Maybe that's where the Wrecking Crew comes from. I don't know. But lots of Wrecking Crew themes, which is interesting. All right, let me look at my list. Ooh, we can sync the audio to the video. Clap. Oh, wait. I'll clap.
Is that the whole point of clapping?
Yeah. So later we can sync it.
Well,
I forgot to
I
do
don't know.
that at the top.
Okay. The reason why I don't want to put this up is because you were hitting your jewel on it, and I don't want to release it with us hitting our.
Oh, come on. We'll be fine.
You know, people can see this.
I think that's more authentic.
Yeah, but I don't want if I had my parents watching this, I don't want them.
Thinking you're.
Yeah, I don't. My honest opinion, I don't really. We can. Yeah, I don't want to hit it on camera.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go down the list here. We were talking about producers. You were talking about that murderer, Phil Spector.
He's hailed as one of the greatest pop.
Yeah, and Harvey
Weinstein.
Weinstein's hailed as one of the greatest film producers of all time, who brought up Quentin Tarantino in so many critically acclaimed movies. But he raped a bitch.
At least one.
At least one.
And that's enough for me.
So I wanted to. What do you think producers get underappreciated? Do you think they don't get the what? What do you mean no?
Because they get their. I don't know. I think nowadays they get their shine.
Like, I think your average person knows your Jack Antonoffs, your Max Martins, those guys like who like understand that these are the real people behind a lot of these big hits.
Not the average person, but fans do.
Yeah, fans give their credit to where it's due, but like your average person is not really gonna care about the producer. They're just gonna see the name. Oh, it's
yeah,
Taylor
like Pet
Swift.
Sounds.
Yeah,
Brian Wilson was the only Beach Boy to work on it.
yeah, but it's the Beach Boys.
I'd say it's the Wrecking Crew that made that album what it was.
Yeah.
And Brian Wilson's genius.
Yeah, Brian Wilson's experimenting with weird instruments, and his harmonies are like, yeah, no. The most important person in rock history is Brian Wilson.
You think so?
He's definitely up there. Yeah, all the British artists want to be just like Pet Sounds. You know,
It started a competition, yeah.
Yeah,
That's why they made Sgt. Pepper's.
Yeah. That's why they make Sgt. Pepper. It goes back to the 3-album run I had. I was telling you that was my whole point of that 3-album run. With what I said with Tribe Called Quest, Dr. Dre and Wu-Tang, was that they inspired each other.
Yeah.
That like, oh, they heard that was being hot over there. We could do something like that and do our own spin of it, and our own version of it, and do it in our area. So like the history freaking repeats itself.
Yeah, man.
History freaking repeats itself, man. It's just people like music is getting. It was at a stage when
because you know what the constant is? People.
Yeah.
And people will be people.
People will be creative, especially creative people, and people will be inspired by each other, and we'll do something fresh and new from a different perspective, and that's gonna keep music alive as long as that's always a thing. I think it's different with the internet. I think music. Actually, I take it back. I think music is still regional, even from an internet perspective, because sure, I could learn a music from all over the world through the internet, but I'm still gonna be stuck to a certain sound, being where I'm at in Arizona. Obviously, when you're in Arizona, what's the biggest genre here? Country. Right?
I don't know. I think we're a big enough city that
it's diverse, and it's
pop. Pop's number one, but that encompasses a lot of different genres.
Yeah, that's what pop is. Pop is to me like a blend of all different genres. Like there's two different sounds. I think pop is it's a synonym of multiple meaning. It has multiple meanings.
Yeah.
So there's the meaning of it's just like easy listening, like pop music, like you could just listen to it, or pop as in it takes different genres and making it something fresh and new. So that's what I think pop is. That's why I do love pop music. When people ask me what I listen to pop music. I like music with that that does different genres and tries to experiment and create something fresh and new. So pop is to me is the opposite. And pop is like experimenting and trying something different instead of just sticking to the same thing over and over again. Which people could say that's considered pop music too. Yeah, it's arbitrary and it's just a matter of how you view it. But that's the way I view it. You know any famous music conspiracy theories?
Yeah, like Paul is dead.
That's absolutely the first one I brought up. Paul is dead. Basically, in the mid '60s, Paul McCartney. There was a theory that Paul McCartney was dead, and they put a double in them, and like he was like there was like evidence like he was barefoot in the Abbey Road cover, and they're like, oh, just because he's barefoot, he's dead. It's kind of ironic that he's the longest living. Well, knock on wood, he's the longest living Beatle, but he was the one that had the conspiracy theory. Also, Courtney Love killed Kurt Cobain. They're all very morbid. This is all very morbid. Like
I think that has a chance.
Yeah, Courtney Love is crazy. Have you heard Hole? You know much about Hole? That's like the band that Courtney Love is in. They're pretty good. It's a pretty good band. It's like kind of like trashy white girl alternative rock, like kind of like your predecessor to like.
This does not sound good.
But
well, Avril Lavigne has another conspiracy theory that there's been multiple Avrils.
You're talking about the Canadian pop star, not the Maroon 5 lead singer.
Avril Lavigne.
I get those two because their names sound the same.
Did you say Adam Levine?
No, I said Avril Lavigne.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The Canadian. Why you got to make things so complicated? Yeah. You're saying there's multiple of them?
Yeah, there's a theory, a conspiracy theory. Avril was supposedly replaced after her first album, Let Go, by somebody called Melissa Vandella, who is slightly taller than the original Avril. Dead giveaway. Foolishly, the fake Avril started blabbing about the switch in songs such as Under the Skin, which the singer is under the skin of the replacement, Melissa. Pretty obvious if you think about it.
So I just pulled up a list of the top 10 conspiracy theories. So number one, you got both of them right. Number one is Paul McCartney died in 1966. Number two is Avril Lavigne was replaced by a clone, which I've never heard of that before, which that's kind of crazy. And that's like, this shit could be listening to us. It could be listening to us. Number three was Beyonce was never pregnant. Beyonce used a surrogate and faked her pregnancy with Blue Ivy. Widely dismissed. Number four, the music industry is controlled by the Illuminati. That's not conspiracy. That's like fact. Number five, Tupac is alive and moved to Cuba. That's an obvious conspiracy theory. Not only him, Bob Marley.
Elvis isn't dead.
Elvis is definitely not dead. Those are the big ones, and obviously this 27 Club they're saying there's some sort of curse with the 27 Club. But
what about that Stevie Wonder's eyes work? That's a good.
He's not actually blind.
I think that's just like
I think they're just fucking with him.
That's my favorite like black celebrity thing is that every black celebrity has a joke story about how Stevie Wonders can actually see.
I think it's so great and it's so funny.
It's a great like inside joke that's kind of public.
Yeah.
Cuz like do you know Shaq's story?
What is it?
Like Stevie walked into the elevator and presses the button and asks where you going.
Speaking of Stevie Wonder, can we do a Stevie Wonder draft?
Sure.
Cool. I want to. Let's do a Stevie Wonder draft. You went first yesterday, so I want to go first today.
Perfect.
All right. So I will get the first pick for Stevie Wonder. Do you know about Stevie Wonder's classic period? He had a classic run where he released 5 incredible albums.
Yeah, songs in the key of life.
That's like
Signed, sealed, delivered, talking.
Talking Book was in it.
Yeah.
Signed, Sealed, Delivered was not in it. It was Music on My Mind.
Talking Book.
Talking Book.
Intervisions.
Yes, Intervisions.
Fulfillingness.
Mm-hmm.
First finale.
Yep.
It's a lot of F's.
A lot of F's. And then Songs of the Key of Life.
Burst flame.
And he also had like, what was the album after that?
Journey Through the Secret of the Plants.
I don't think that's the album.
Of plants. Of the planets. Of planets. I can't speak.
It's all good.
Hotter Than July.
Hotter Than July is the album I'm thinking of. All right, let's do a Stevie Wonder draft. My first overall pick is going to be Sir Duke.
Good one. All right. Firing off my first pick. I'm going to go for a more sappy, great song. I Just Called to Say I Love You.
That's your first overall pick? Oh, I'm going to win this, bro. I'm going to win this. Oh my gosh, my second overall pick. I don't want to do Songs in the Key of Life. And I don't want to do a low key one too. I'm gonna give you a deep cut. My second pick is Evil.
Okay. Let's go. Signed, Sealed, Delivered.
Good pick. Good pick. My number 3 overall pick is going to be He's Mr. Know-It-All.
Trash.
What?
I was just clearing my
Fuck
throat.
off. You picked I Just Called to Say I Love You as number 1. You can't say shit. Come on.
Whatever, dude.
If you're going to pick Stevie, you at least pick 70s Stevie. You picked Stevie from 1984. I mean, that's like washed up Stevie. Whatever.
Superstition.
Great pick. That's probably his best song. Like his most well-known. I'm just going back to songs in the key of life, and my number 4 pick is going to be I Wish.
Damn it. That was my next one. All right, I'll go Isn't She Lovely?
Okay, my final pick. My final pick will be For Once in My Life.
Let's go. You Are the Sunshine of My Life to round it off.
Good song. Good list. Except for I Just Called to Say I Love You, but good list.
You have
That song sucks, dude.
What was your last song?
For Once in My Life. It's good old soul. Oh, another draft I wanted to do was drafting Motown songs. But I don't know if I could conjure up a list of as many Motown songs off the top of my head.
Me neither.
Because is Gladys Knight Motown?
Oh, how about this? Pull up the Wikipedia article for the Wrecking Crew.
How do you spell Wrecking Crew?
WRECKING.
I thought they would be more complicated than that.
And then go down to selected recordings. It's kind of towards the bottom.
Yep.
Okay. Let's draft the selected recordings of the Wrecking Crew.
I'll let you go first. I gotta give me a sec. I need to scour this list.
Okay. Well, I'll give you a couple minutes. We could even just only do the number ones. Because
That's crazy.
organize it by number ones on the US
I
chart.
got it.
Did Pet Sounds not chart? And why is the Pet Sounds not on here?
It's because no, I don't think Pet Sounds charted. Let me pull up the Beach Boys real quick. For Beach Boys, had 2 singles. Sloop John B only hit number 3.
Well,
Wouldn't It Be Nice only hit number 8. God Only Knows only hit number 39.
Okay.
Low selling. You know what that tells me? That album wasn't appreciated at the time.
Yeah.
It wasn't super popular. People didn't see it for what. Well, they didn't. That was actually.
I think other artists saw it for what it was.
Yeah. And then everyone got That's why you guys got like the. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know every song on this list. I'll do my best though. I'll let you go first.
Ooh.
You know what? Would it be better if we
Did albums?
No. Took the time and try to listen to every single one of these songs and actually conjure up an actual like.
Well, you know a lot of these songs.
I know some of them. Like for example, I do not know like the Diamond Rings by.
But you know Mrs. Robinson,
Of
Bridge Over
course.
Troubled Waters.
Of course.
The Beat Goes On, Sonny and Cher.
If you played it for
The
me,
beat
I'm sure.
goes on.
I know I Got You, babe.
The beat goes on.
That song's from freaking. It's the alarm clock from Groundhog Day. Obviously, Good Vibrations. Mr. Tambourine Man. Hey, Mr. I'm
California Dreamin', The Mamas and the Papas.
Of course, the Mamas and the Papas. But yeah, I mean, I think I would be more fun if I actually tried it. Like, Eve of Destruction's a good song. Eve of Destruction. You know what would be better? Instead of this, I think I know more Funk Brothers. Wow. DC Funk Brothers?
Yeah.
Crazy.
You're on their Wikipedia selected works.
Unreal. I know a lot of these songs though.
All right, let's take a couple minutes and write out like 7 or so.
These are just selected songs. I think there's more.
Yes. Same with the Wrecking Crew. That was only a select.
But even like looking closer at this list, I don't know every song on this list.
Yeah, you're not gonna know everyone. All right, let's do the Wrecking Crew then. I think we can do both.
Okay, I'll let you go first on the Wrecking Crew.
All right. First up, you gotta go. God Only Knows.
I'm just gonna take a Beach Boys song. I'm gonna go with Good Vibrations.
Good pick. There's a lot of great songs on here. It's hard to. I'm just gonna pick some of my favorites. Go down the list in no order. California Dreamin', The Mamas and the Papas.
Okay. My pick.
Mm-hmm.
You ever heard of Bill Medley?
No.
So Bill Medley made this song. Well, I've had the time of my life.
Yeah.
But that was in the 80s. That when he was like a little older. When he was like in his prime, he was in a group called the Righteous Brothers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that song, you lost that love and feeling is my next.
I
pick.
love that song.
That is a good song. Just classic love ballad, simple.
All right.
Oldies. These are oldies.
Indeed. My next song is going to be The Boxer, Simon Garfunkel.
Round, round, get around, I get around, I get around. I'm picking I Get Around by the Beach Boys.
Nice. Alrighty. Let's go. The beat goes on, Sonny and Cher.
Isn't it crazy that Cher had a song from the 60s, but then has a song like Believe from like 1999?
Yeah, she had a long career, man.
Long career. And I think she went into the 2000s. Is this fourth? My fourth pick. Tell me. Yeah, let's do it. Eve of Destruction. One hit wonder.
Nice. My last song is going to be My Baby by the Ronettes.
Oh, that's a good song. I forgot about that one.
Be my little baby.
I know that song from. I know it from. What's that? Goodfellas.
That's a great example of the wall of sound, that song.
The thing is, I want to pick Mr. Tambourine Man because that song I like the Bob Dylan version better personally. I'm gonna go.
Before you pick yours, can I list off a couple songs that
Sure.
I think deserve some consideration on there?
Have you ever seen The Graduate?
I've not.
So that's Graduate is about this dude who is a college grad and decides to hang out with like his mom's friend who wanted to have an affair with him, and he was like no, and then he was like fuck it, so he has an affair with the woman. You know what that woman's name is?
What?
Cheers to you, Mrs. Robinson.
Good song.
I'm picking Mrs. Robinson by Simon and Garfunkel. So it's funny, and so in that movie they used Mrs. Robinson, and then for like the dark, like the sad times, they used Sound of Silence for like the sad moments. So like Simon and Garfunkel is all over that movie. It's a good watch. It's funny.
I honestly probably could have done all songs off of Pet Sounds.
What? No Caroline?
For my list.
Wouldn't it be nice if we were older and we wouldn't have to wait so long? Okay. Let's draft.
Oh, they did. These boots are made for walking and rhinestone cowboy as well.
These boots are made for walking. Yeah, I know.
Definitely not better than the songs
Yeah.
we picked.
I'll be honest. Like, as much of respect I have for the I'm not listening to this type of music. I should though. No, honestly,
You do though. You listen to California Dreamin',
Of course.
The Boxer.
Of course, but I think I
Good
should though. Like,
Vibration.
that's why I love doing this. That's why I want to do this. Is we can use this as an opportunity to discover more music. We can always keep it fresh, always something new, not always the same thing over and over. How many times?
Make an old thing new.
Yeah. How many times can we listen to Kanye West? Not you. How many times can I'm speaking that to myself. How many times can I listen to Kanye West? Truth is every day. but I want to expand into other types of music. So yeah, I gotta check out the Wrecking Crew. I think the Wrecking Crew, they have tons of musicians. Like I'm looking at like upwards of 30 to 40 musicians. Holy shit.
Yeah, same with the Funk Brothers, brother. More. Funk Brothers has like hundreds.
Did you like the Beach Boys when they got in their surfing era?
I mean, it's kind of like the poppy
Beatles.
start of the Beatles as well. Not as much.
It's crazy. That's like the formula of nowadays is like, oh, you're gonna use the music that gets all the girls like crazy, and then you realize you're a real artist and you want to do like experimental.
Yeah, Harry
like,
Styles.
Harry Styles did
Justin
Timberlake. Tyler in a way.
Michael Jackson, you could say.
Oh, Michael Jackson, 100%. Yeah, Stevie Wonder.
I don't
Stevie
know
Wonder
if Stevie really.
He had a pop.
Okay.
But I think his music is just always easy listening. Like it's just
it's always pop
because it's just too good. Like his music is just too good.
All right, you want to do the songs from the Funk Brothers? I think I'm gonna cook you on this.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not gonna lie. The Funk Brothers.
Come on, you're not looking at this list and can pick just some of the best
I can
songs of
try.
all time.
We're doing albums?
No, the selected works of the Funk Brothers on that Wikipedia page.
All right, I got it pulled up. I'll go first. I wish it was in alphabetical order. Oh, give me What's Going On by Marvin Gaye.
Yeah, I was hoping you didn't pick that one.
What's going on? That's like one of my favorite songs, like just period.
What's going on? You get the first pick. Let's go. God, there's so many good songs on here. Let's go My Girl, The Temptations. My girl.
Good pick.
My girl.
Good pick. You Can't Hurry My Love. You Can't Hurry Love by the Supremes. I'm picking You Can't Hurry Love by the Supremes.
Good pick. I'm gonna go just because it's a super catchy song that I love. Please, Mr. Postman, the Marvelettes. Ooh, please, Mr. Postman.
Smokey Robinson, Tracks of My Tears.
I think I did Please, Mr. Postman too early.
I was not going to pick that.
Ain't No Mountain High Enough, Diana Ross.
The Marvin Gaye version's better, but
Is the Marvin? Yeah, let's go Marvin Gaye's version.
okay.
No, I'm gonna go with my original pick.
Stop in the name. I'm not picking that song. I actually don't like that song.
All right, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking. What am I, number 4?
Yeah, this is your 4th pick.
He did a lot of What's Going On which is an album I'm probably the most familiar with. If I Were Your Woman by Gladys Knight.
I'm gonna go Let's Get It On, Marvin Gaye.
Good song.
If I Was a Woman is the song you picked?
If I Was Your Woman. If I were a woman. And then my final pick. My final pick, I'm just going to keep it Marvin Gaye. I Heard It Through the Grapevine. I gotta play this song because I like this song.
What song did you pick?
This is If I Were Your Woman.
What was the last song you picked?
I Heard It Through the Grapevine.
And my last song is War by Edwin Starr.
War.
What is it good for?
Absolutely nothing.
Say it again. I
War
love that song.
Some good old. Do I have that?
That's a good ass song.
Oh, you got me. That song's hilarious. Obviously, when it talks about war,
It has. Oh, go ahead.
So this came out 1971. Obviously,
69. I have.
You have 1969. Well, obviously, Vietnam. That's the time
Duh.
it was. Definitely in the peak of the hippie protest music, which it didn't matter if it came from Great Britain, America, white America, black America. Everyone was singing about this shit. I mean, it was either you had two types of approaches. You could either just absolutely just use your music to get escape from the horrors of war, or use your music to address and actually like take a stand and use your music to as a platform to voice, to be vocal about your what's right and try to stand for justice. And or what you believe in, at least. I don't know if it's justice, and it's a bit of a gray area.
I feel like that happened again a little bit with the Iraq War.
Not as good though.
Correct.
What was the good music at that time?
Green Day,
Immortal Technique, like.
Green Day did some stuff.
You got like Talib Kweli trying to do some conscious stuff.
Linkin Park,
System of a Down.
Hands Held High. You know that song?
Yeah,
that's a Iraqi protest song.
Wow.
Iraq War, because the song tells a story of two children, like two teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
One in America with his dad pacing in the living room, like cursing at the TV, like why the fuck are we going to war? And then it shows the other side of the Iraqi
song,
teenager.
It's a beautiful song.
Trying to escape getting bombed and dealing with that. Like, so like there's outrage on both sides, but two very different severe like existences. And I love the military drum in there.
I didn't notice that. And it say something. Yeah, of course I remember this song. Yeah, dude. Like, this is like I'm just gonna pause it here. But this album, Minutes to Midnight, was like it was like this is like right before this. I think I discovered Linkin Park like I'd say like a couple months before this album came out. So like when I discovered Linkin Park through Hybrid Theory from my brother's CD. Obsessed. I was absolutely obsessed. It was one of the first music I was listening to my iPod. So when I had this album, I was like obsessed. I listened to every goddamn song. Giving Up, Leave Out
Bleed
all the
Out.
rest. I Bleed It Out, Taking Deeper. Shadow of the Day actually, it's been remixed quite a few times. Like I've heard it remixed in EDM all the time actually. So Shadow of the Day actually still holds up. What I've Done's a meme, like Transformers. Like it's a TikTok meme. It's a funny song. Hands Held High, beautiful song. No More Sorrow was okay. It's a little more aggressive, and I didn't like Valentine's Day. Didn't like all these, and then yeah, it kind of falls off after that. But like the first half is like I listen to that shit all the time. Like
Play Shot of the Day. I'm not remembering how it goes. I'm reading the lyrics. Oh, yeah.
It's very reminiscent of like a U2 song.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
That's a great way to put it. It is a fucking U2
It's a U2 song, bro.
That's hilarious. All right, I remember this song.
Yeah. I like
Good
this
song.
song. I really like it, honestly.
Wow, I haven't listened to that song in forever.
Right? It just takes you back. It just takes you back, bro. Like, yeah, Linkin Park's that's a fun group to talk about. Did you ever get into their collaboration with Jay-Z? They did they combine
Oh, yeah.
like Numb Encore.
I remember it was not well received.
Well, that was my introduction to Jay-Z. Was through.
That one was trash, dog.
I loved it. I loved it. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. Jay-Z.
My brother loved that album.
Yeah, I loved it, dude. Jay-Z and Linkin Park. Like, obviously back then, I didn't understand music. So the fact that like rap music is on rock was just such a novel concept to me. That like, oh, this like because Linkin Park was kind of like the introduction to the rap rock sound, right? They were kind of like one of the biggest to do it.
I'd say probably Peppers predated them.
Yeah, but they weren't like.
Yeah, he was super rappy at the beginning.
Yeah, he was rappy, but he was like they were funky. They weren't like trying to like when Linkin Park, they were very like metal.
Yeah, and they had a rapper
it's
that they kicked out of the band.
It's it's new what do you call it? New metal. Like
Yeah.
like Limp Bizkit.
System of a Down.
System of a Down, yeah. Those guys.
I love System of a Down. Chop Suey is a legendary song. I heard that song done as a like in a symphonic version, and the music holds up.
Oh no, I still like I could put on Toxic City. That's the album, right? Toxicity. I could put that album on. The Prison Song is still a great song. Aerials.
I like Toxic City better.
That's a good song.
For Toxic City.
I don't know. Yeah, no, that's a good album. And yeah, no, System of a Down, I'd put them up there. But I want to play you this. This is the song I am like.
See, I like the original better.
The original Numb or the original Encore?
The original Numb.
Let me play you the original Encore. Because the original Encore, guess who made the freaking beat? Give you one wild. Well, let me play you
Kanye
it for,
West.
Yeah, of course. Whenever I ask that question, you always know the answer. Let me play you the song though. It's a really dope song.
Who's your favorite anti-Semitic artist?
Hitler.
No. His paintings are just so good.
Yeah. Can I get an encore? Do you want more? Cooking boy with the Brooklyn boys. The one last time I need y'all to roll.
See, they ruined two good songs.
I know.
Putting them together.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, after, like, listening to that, I'm like, whoa. You really you took out a Kanye beat for Linkin Park? Like, as an adult now, like, I'm seeing, like, damn, y'all fucked up. But I can't help but appreciate the album for introducing me to Jay-Z and it kind of introducing me to hip-hop generally. So, like, that's why I appreciate that album so much. But
yeah.
Yeah, we're clocking in at 2 hours. Let's do one more game and call it.
Cool. You quizzing me this time?
Wow, I want to do one more draft. Let's pick a random year, and let's use that year, the Billboard year end. We'll draft that year. You know what year I'm thinking of? What's the year both of us were born in?
99. Oh, you're gonna get cooked.
1999 is an interesting year.
1999 Hot 100?
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing?
Hot 100.
Okay. The Billboard Hot 100.
So we're going to draft the songs from the Billboard year-end singles of 1999. I'll let you have the first overall pick.
You're so kind.
Well, I had the first pick last time, didn't I? Or did you?
You did have the first pick last game. All right. Dude, this is a little tough.
Yeah, you got R. Kelly on this list. The R. Kelly, like, people forget, R. Kelly was so massive.
Let's go Scar Tissue.
What a pick.
Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yeah. I'm coming out swinging, bud.
My first overall pick is Doo-Wop.
Who? By who?
Hill. Doo-Wop by Lauryn Hill.
Thank you.
Easy pick. One of the greatest rap songs of all time. I would have picked that song over Scar Tissue.
Oh. Ooh. Oh. I don't know what to pick. Man, there isn't that much good shit.
Let alone shit I know.
Let's go Wild Wild.
That's a good song though. Dude, you know that song
Wiki
samples?
Wow Wow.
You know that song samples? It samples Stevie Wonder, I wish.
Fuck it. Let's go Wild Wild West.
By who?
Will Smith. I don't think it's a great song, but I'm just picking.
You picked that over Miami. Miami's a dope song.
Yeah, I was thinking about
South
it.
Beach, bringing the heat. My second overall pick. Wait. Whoa. Time out. You're really giving me Smooth by Santana? I will take.
No, I didn't see it.
I will take Smooth by Santana.
No,
wow.
dude.
So my picks were both Lauryn Hill and Santana, bro. I just won the list based off those two.
Yeah, I kind of lost it with the Wild Wild West. Fuck me. Fuck.
Is Maria?
All right, we're gonna lean into the cringe. We're just leaning into the cringe.
I love it.
We're gonna go all star, Smash Mouth.
Dude, honestly, that was my next pick.
All right, I'm just.
We're gonna go with the memes.
I'm going memes for the rest.
Okay. I wanted That Way by Backstreet Boys.
Damn it,
dude! There's a lot of meme songs on this list. It's actually so fun.
It's the meme year. Let's go Livin' La Vida Loca, Ricky Martin.
I mean, if you're doing that, I'm going Mambo number 5, bro.
Damn it, that was my last pick. Or what I was gonna pick next. All right. Let's round it out with a good meme. All right, you got 4, right?
I got 4. No, I got 5. No, I have 4. I have 4.
All right. What's the most cringe song left?
A little bit of
Baby One More Time, Britney Spears.
That's on this?
Yep.
First off, you're really disrespecting the GOAT.
I don't think it's that cringe.
It's not that cringe. You could have picked Sugar Ray. Genie in a Bottle is a cringe song. I'm a genie in a bottle. My final pick. There's a lot to pick.
I just saw a name on here.
Yeah, I'll do Out of My Head by Fastball.
Nice. I saw Sarah McLachlan on the list. That's what made me gasp.
Let's do one more year. Pick a year. I'll just let you know. The further back, the less we know.
Let's go. What was a good year for music? Let's go 86.
Random year, but okay. I like it. No, I like it. Oh, good. I know a lot of these songs.
I don't.
Oh, you don't?
Can I repick?
Yeah, repick, please. Take my breath away.
Let's go 96. We'll keep the 6.
It just shows, songs do not every song that hits big in the Billboard does not stand the test of time. That's what this proves.
Yes.
Macarena.
Is that your first pick?
No, that's not. But come on, isn't it crazy? That's the number 1 song of the country. That's actually blows my mind.
Still rocking school dances to this day.
It's unbelievable.
To this
man.
day.
To this day.
To this day.
Everyone knows the dance. Oh, I like the songs on this list.
I think it should be like governmentally mandated. Every child learns the Macarena.
Might as well be.
It's like conscription.
I'm gonna be biased. I choose hip hop. I'm gonna take "Elevators" by Outkast.
What song?
"Elevators." Me and you, your mother.
I'm gonna go No Diggity.
Something no.
Blackstreet featuring Dr. Dre.
I like that pick. That was up there. My second pick. I didn't know this was this high. My Boo by Ghost Town DJ. You know what song that is?
What song?
My Boo. And I think.
Yep.
Banger.
Good pick. That was a really good pick. Let's go. Get Money, Junior Mafia featuring the Notorious B.I.G.
Great pick. Number 17. You could pick either of those songs. I'm not gonna pick it though.
What's up?
Number 17.
You're picking that?
No.
I wonder why you aren't.
Just out of respect, here goes Wonderwall.
You're taking Wonderwall?
Of course. Just out of respect. It's my favorite band. Come on.
Really? Oasis is your favorite band?
I've
never heard you say this.
It's one of my favorite bands. It's up there. I love Oasis. Their first 2 albums are incredible.
Okay, I'll give that to you. All right. Fuck it. I'll take the Macarena. Fuck you. No. I can't take the Macarena. Let's actually take a good song.
Wait, you don't think the Macarena...
It's good, but for its purpose. It has a purpose.
I don't want to help you out because I'm going to steal it from you if you don't take this one.
Gangster's Paradise, Coolio.
That's on this list? I can't believe you picked Gangster's Paradise over Lady by D'Angelo. I'm gonna take Lady by D'Angelo. I also like when the game sampled that song.
Well, let's go Just a Girl.
By No Doubt. I like that pick. I'm on number... Are you keeping track? I'm on 4 or 5.
This is your last pick.
Last pick? We were trashing on Alanis Morissette yesterday. Should I just go with her?
It'll never see the light of day. I wouldn't worry about it.
Because I do like that song. Or I could go Busta.
Hey, I was thinking Sheryl Crow. You're also a huge fan of.
I don't listen to Sheryl Crow, bro. Fuck it. I'll take Fantasy by Mariah Carey.
Good pick.
Big Dick Fantasy.
And I'm just going to go with this because I think it's funny. I'm going to go the theme for Mission Impossible. It charted at 66.
Are you serious? That's actually so good. That's funny. Okay. Sounds good. We're clocking in at 2 hours of this. Good stuff. Wow.